All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are chiming in from around the world. And welcome to what we believe to be one of the most positive and amazing platforms and one family that we actually prayed for. Listen, we are the Epic Icon Champions, and we were looking for a platform where not only was there a low startup cost, not only was there the potential to earn money using the product, as well as building the team. Not only was there, a strong work ethic by those in the executive offices. Not only could we get paid weekly, but then, family, the ability to create and bless our teams, we found that to be inside this platform as well. So we're talking about exceptional people, incredible compensation, family, and you get a chance to be first. See, not often are you able to be put in a position where you can get started ground floor with the company, right? This is ground floor. You're getting started with the company, and we're ready to rock and roll right now. So for you, and the only way you could not be first in this company, if you're looking at it right now, is if you to choose to be. Does that make sense? So we're looking for people who are ready to go, because around the world is where we're headed. Already 145 different countries and territories. Epic is global, and we're teaching people the lifelong skill set of how they can trade from their cell phone, earn 4 figures a month, 5 figures a month right from their cell phone. And then we have another side where if you want to pursue residual income and fulfill your lifelong dreams, you can do that. So we've assembled some of the best minds in business. We've assembled some of the best the traders in the industry. And guess what, family? You have that opportunity right this minute. So when we look at the leadership, success rises and falls on leadership. And we have some of the best actual leaders in the industry, starting with my best friend, Mr. David McCovey, Champions. And I remember when he came to me and he said, listen, I'm about to start this platform. And if, what would it take for you to sit down and rock with me? Well, family, I had already put in my little notebook, I needed $2 million in an interest-bearing account. And I needed that $2 million in that account in 4 years. And I was looking for a way to do it because I came from the travel space, and travel was rolling backwards with this health pandemic. And so when I said that, Mr. McCovey said, you're selling yourself short. When I show you this compensation, you're selling yourself short. And what's so amazing about the other champions, Mr. Iverson, Mr. Sterling, Mr. Luciaga, Mr. Green, and Coach Max, I've worked with all of them. And it's something powerful about being able to say that I've not only worked with them, but I respect them. So with the best minds in the world in trading, guys, we're going to teach people how to earn with foreign exchange. We were looking for a platform where a person could literally earn more money. If they didn't want a customer, get a customer. If they didn't want to have to get a team member, you literally can earn right from your cell phone in foreign exchange. That is actually what we were looking for, and we got it. And we never had where a person could earn 6 figures without depending on anybody else in any other platform, but you can do it here. Now, Forex is simply the act of buying and selling currency. If it's new to you, it's okay. It's new to me too. But the powerful thing about it is where it was once only for banks and institutional big investors, now you and I can participate even with as low of a transaction as Stuart will tell you about in just a minute of $100. It's a portable skill. And remember what Grandma used to say? Get your education, baby, because that's the one thing that nobody can actually ever take away from you. So we're going to help you participate in what is a $6 trillion a day industry by providing you with the best in Forex training, providing you with enhanced security. You're going to download apps like MetaTrader 4 or Acorns Investment because that's where you're going to do your trades. We have a strong culture that we're building from the leadership all the way down into the field. But what's so amazing is we're doing this in multiple languages. And I'm excited because Lamari and I are going to do a Spanish-English presentation on Thursday so we can capture that market as well. We're going to show you how to brand. We're going to show you, how we're going to actually make sure that your profits are showing up in your back office because we got accurate reporting and we wanted weekly pay. We're used to a system, Coach Rayshawn and I, where we could qualify for something, we got to hold it for 30 days and then get paid 11 days after that. This happens when you qualify on Friday on the building side, on Sunday night, early Monday morning, you're going to get your check on Friday. So Stuart is one of the champions on my team that is super duper duper intelligent. And one of the things that I realized was if the building of finance in the foreign exchange side, if that was going to be possible, what I knew was if it passed the sniff test with Stuart Anderson, it would pass with every single person. So Stuart, if you're able to come off mute, I know I didn't tell you I was going to call you, but if you can come off mute and tell people the value of the live sessions, the value of the daily signals, the value of having the university. Literally, you have a university right on your cell phone, right on your desktop. Stuart, you're excited about what they put together. Can you tell the champions what you've been able to see over on the Forex side of the world?
Good evening, Coach. Good evening, family, and thank you so much for that. From what I've been able to see, it's just a really rock solid education. I've done a little trading on my own, looked at some stocks, but never really understood what I was doing, and kind of, in my opinion, just really wasted money not really having any type of guidance. The Epic University is laid out really well. You start off with a 2-week syllabus that tells you what you'll be learning each day. You get to find out about the terminology, which is always good to know when you're working in an environment. They tell you about how trades are done, and they guide you through the ways and nuances of doing Forex trading. It's really good seeing the instructors with Coach Max. They've laid out some really comprehensive guides. They're really professional, and the material is easy to follow. I was so happy when I saw this because it's something that I had an interest in, but never really knew how to start. I've heard people talk about trading currencies and things, but never gave it much thought because, again, as what Coach Max said, Coach JP said, it's always been for big businesses or big companies. So it was really good for the little guy as me to be able to play in the big lake with the other fish. The education is really fun and it's not difficult to learn. Just the week that I've been going through the material, I've learned a lot about how it works, and I'm looking really forward to going ahead and starting to do my own trading once I get through the course. But so far, it's
So
been
Stuart,
a lot of fun.
excellent. And see, that's coming from somebody who's on the Forex side, which I'm on the building side. He's on the Forex side. Now, Stuart, do you see the ability with our product where you can earn, a strong 4-figure income, even into a 5-figure income, and not need a customer and not need to recruit anybody to your team?
Realistically, yes. Following the guides that are laid out in the university, following the instructions, and basically being a good listener, you're able to realistically average about $100 a day. They're figuring out basically with basic investments of $100, you should be able to earn between $50 to $100 a day. So you're looking at a good $2,000 a month with just your cell phone and your computer.
That's powerful. So I know you said maybe one day you'll turn the switch on the team builder side, but right now you and your beautiful bride, Rosa, are excited about the opportunity to really just not depend on anything or anyone but yourself for your income. And how do you feel? Are you excited to just even though that's all you want to do is trade, you feel like you probably know some people who want to trade as well, correct?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I've already shared it with friends. We started talking. Some have been on our meetings, and we have some future meetings set up to go over the trading part in detail.
Okay, well, wonderful. I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much. I was excited when it passed the litmus test for Stuart, because then I knew we had hit a home run with this particular company. So I thank you for sharing, Stuart. Now, family, with any income that you're going to earn, nobody can make you any promises. We are not your boss. If we're your boss, we got to give you a cap. If we give you a cap, then what that simply means is that we control your income. You are your own boss. If we go down to the last paragraph and we start where it says success, right? Success with our company could result only from your active participation, family, and your successful marketing efforts, which do require that 4-letter word, work. You're going to have to commit. You can't say, I'm going to try it. You got to commit to doing something at least, right? At least a year before you even understand all of that. And then some diligence on your part. So we're excited that, even though you're in business for yourself and not by yourself, one of the things that Mr. McCovey said was, if you do the work, I'll cut the check. So here's what we did. We eliminated all the excuses people could give for why they could not build a business. And one of the things that people say is, I don't know a lot of people, or I don't have a lot of friends, or whatever the case may be. So your dreams have come true because we have a platform called freeforex.com that is a powerful online marketing system. I was talking to Leslie earlier, and she was telling me one of the mentors that she listens to on YouTube said one time he had to go get all new family and friends. It's okay. If you don't have a lot, or maybe you don't want to start there, we have a platform to actually drive traffic to you through your Google, your Facebook, or your Instagram account, that where people, when they come through your capture pages and they come to your back office, they're all ready to get started. And they get to choose exactly what they want to do. So we eliminated the reason why people couldn't get started because they say friends. Then what we did was we eliminated the reason why people that couldn't get started because of cost. a lot of people love the fact that in this platform, it only costs you $100. It's $99.99 to actually get started, and it's only $100 a month. Now, why do I say only? Because if we go out to the seafood boil and I get the Dungeness bag with the crabs and the potatoes and the corn and the sausage, it's $50. And if he gets the same thing, we're at $100 before we even sit down to actually eat. So the fact that you could, for the price of going out to eat a seafood boil with two people, launch a business, that's a big deal. So when you get started, you're called a scholar. Now, as a scholar, you can trade and never ever, show anybody this. Just pay you $100 a month and be happy. But some people like Stuart, they've already begun to show people, listen, there is an opportunity out there for those of us who don't want to get customers, but we just want to learn to trade, where we can actually trade, and we can trade with no extra cost. So what do we mean by that? We mean that you can actually pay your $100, but then refer 3 scholars, right? One on your first team, one on your second team, and one on your third team, and literally get this education for absolutely free. That's what we mean. And so as long as you have those 3 active scholars, scholar 1, 2, and 3, you literally have the ability to actually launch your business and never pay that $99. Now, the company says as long as you're trading and we're not paying you on the building side, that fee goes away. Now, when they do start paying you, then they reignite the fee, but they're never going to do that unless they're paying you. So when you do what, like if you did that, and I was telling Daryl this evening, it's as simple as helping your 3 to actually get 3, which will take you to the $500 mark. As a matter of fact, Mr. McCovey said the way to build this business is to get your people positioned, get them their first 3, and then get them the $500. Well, when you have helped your 3 to get their 3 so that their subscription is waived, well, now what you've done is position yourself right here. Well, you have 4 in your first team, 4 in your second, and 4 in your third. Even though it only says 2, we build all of our teams evenly. That means on this coming Friday, the company will deposit to your Pay Quicker account, and you're going to get a card. You're going to get a Pay Quicker card that comes in the mail. But before that, you're going to get a virtual card that you can use, or you can transfer the money to your bank. But every 4 weeks, family, it's going to be a total of $500, right? Every 4 weeks, 28 days. That means with just 10 people on your team, you literally have created a $6,500 a year extra income. And family, if you teach each of these 3 to do the exact same thing and to get their 3, I was in this flower susu board blessing thing, right? Where we cash out somebody $500 and no knock, because I'm still doing it. I did it. And bring their 3. I'm telling my cousin, listen, while we're waiting on the water, how about you pay $100 and bring 3, have those 3 pay $100 and bring their 3? Because literally what happens when you help your 3 to get their 3 to get 3, they're actually going to move to the $500 mark. But guess what? By you elevating each of them so that they can earn additional income, that $500, you're going to elevate yourself to $1,000. And when you elevate them to $1,000 by helping their 27 to get 3, you're going to elevate yourself to 2,000, right? And that keeps going just by everybody getting 3. That's the power of 3. Well, some people will say, Tanya, they'll say, can the person ever pass their sponsor? And the question is yes. As a matter of fact, we want you to pass us, right? The sooner you can do that, the better, because guess what? We understand that we don't want to be down in the front of the room. We want you to be down in the front of the room. So if we can get you down in the front of the room, it's going to bless the entire tribe, including us. So this is a business where you don't have to be selfish, and let me show you why. Let's just say this is you right here. Okay, now you understand you only have 3 teams. Remember that? Well, guess what? Your sponsor, and let's call your sponsor Bob. Bob only has 3 teams. You may be in his second team. And let's just say above that, right? Let's say above that, your sponsor is Tammy. And Tammy, you're in Tammy's first team because she has 2 other teams outside of you. And let's just say her sponsor is myself. Tammy's in my third leg. And so I've got 2 teams outside of her. And then with Mr. McCovey, David McCovey, the owner of the company, because we're direct to him, he has 3 teams. We're in his middle team. Well, what does that mean, Coach JP? Why is that significant? That is significant, family, because whatever he does has to drill down into one of his 3 teams. Whatever I do is going to flow down into one of my 3 teams, because I am going to bring on 100 personal sales. I can only have 3 teams, remember? So it's got to spill down into one of those teams. Same thing with Bob, right? Same thing with Tammy. Well, guess what? That means that you may wake up one day, and Sherelle, if you could come off mute, you may wake up one day and you got extra people on your team. Sherelle woke up And she realized that her sponsor, Leslie, had placed 7 people down in her team, and she personally had only enrolled 1. So if you look at it, if she needs to be at 4, 4, 2, 90%, 80% of the work is already done. All she has to do is fill in the blanks right here. Well, you know, the other thing that's amazing about what we call spillover and spill under, we call blessings and overflow, is that you literally could have someone all the way down here. They're in Texas, right? And they got 2, but they can't get their 3. And phone calls are made and they come all the way up to Bob. And you call Bob and say, I've got a young person in Texas. She needs a 3rd person. Can you help her? Bob says, well, listen, I have someone in my tank named Bob. And this guy, Bob, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Bob. I have my name as the sponsor. I'm going to remove my name. I'm going to put the Texas number here, the Texas number here. And what's going to happen is the computer is going to place Bob on her team, let her be the sponsor of Bob. Now she has those 3 sponsored, like we told you, so that you can be 3 and free, and she sails off into the sunset. And in most platforms where that would be an issue, it's not here, because while it blessed the Texas person, it blessed one on this team, one went on this team, one went on this team, one went on your 3rd team, which means you had one more that's on Bob's 2nd team, right? Bob had one more that's on Tammy's 1st team. Tammy had one more that's on my 3rd team, and I had one more that's on David's 2nd team. So this is the only platform that I've seen where sometimes the spillover is going to happen because we're growing our teams, and sometimes you'll be able to pick up the phone literally and have somebody help somebody down in your team. So we just launched Project 5000. And what does that mean? That means that the person who invited you believes that you should be one of those people. And they only have 3 teams. Remember that? They only have 3 teams. Well, guess what? You can either choose to get started now and get your little self in position, as Grandma used to say, get your little hips, right, in position right now where some of this 5,000 is going to fall down on one of your 3 teams, or you can wait till later, where I can assure you 100% of 0 of those people will fall on your team. What does that mean? Position equity says that you go ahead and you get started when? You get started right now. It's called working smarter and not harder. Daryl said it earlier today, working with your brain and not your brawn is what it boils down to. And we even protect your income by helping you set up a will or an estate to pass the income down into your family. Because it's that income that comes in every single week, all the way down to $1 million every 28 days, that income, we want to make sure it goes into the people that you love, your spouse, your children, and your children's children. But we're going to have some fun, family. When you're earning $5,000 every 28 days, a blinged out platinum and diamond dog tag, when you're an ambassador 500, a ring that's like that, plus $5,000 in actual cash, right? When you're an ambassador 50, not like you can't pay to go Dubai, but the company's going to pay for you to go Dubai. They're just saying that even though you're earning $50,000 every 28 days or $100,000 every 28 days, and you can afford your luxury timepiece or your trip to Dubai or your Mercedes, Tesla, or Escalade at $200,000 every 28 days, what they're saying is we just want to say thank you. Because we understand what it takes to work with, teach, and train people to get them moving in synchronicity and to get them, marching to the beat of one drum. And so we're going to say thank you, but also for your friends that would say stuff like, I had somebody tell me, I'm going to wait and see what you do. That would be like saying, Janice, you go to college, get a degree, and if you get a degree, then I go to college. Like, who does that? Or as Ray Sean would say, where did you do that at? See, and then there's the private jet service. See, we understand that when you're earning $1 million every 28 days, you can't spend that $13 million a year on yourself. But what you can do is you can invest in other people, right? So we have visions and goals for our team. Like, it's bigger than just getting our bills paid. I want you to look right here. This right here is the credit union that we want to open. We're going to open these credit unions in Virginia, in Detroit, in St. Louis, in California, in Nigeria, in Australia, in India, where we, as the financiers, have a privately funded credit union where we can provide people with student loans, or we can provide people with, home loans, or we can provide people with, their first bank account, and we can teach, financial literacy, and we're going to have a Starbucks in there, and we're going to have a bistro in there. We're going to make this a community credit union where people can go, and they have a place to depend on, and we, those of us who are financing at $13 million a year, we can afford to do that. Those of us who are financing it are able to actually bless the people who actually come to us. And then on the other side of that family, on the other side of that, we want to make sure that across the street is going to be Epic Icon Academy. So this is Epic Icon Credit Union. Across the street is Epic Icon Academy. Puerto Rico, we're going to do it at. In Mexico and Cancun, we want to do this all over the world, where we can provide private education to those who can afford it, and we can provide scholarships to those who can't. So family, this is bigger. This is way bigger than what you ever could imagine. So what I want you to do right now is get back with the person that invited you to this particular webinar. Let them know whether you want to trade and earn 4, 5, or 6 figures a year, whether you want to build a team and earn 4, 5, 6 figures a year, or whether you want to do both. So 1, I want to trade. 2, I want to build a team. 3, I'm going to do like you, Coach JP, and I want to do both, like Leslie and Rayshawn and Yvette. That's what we want you to do. So get back with them right now and let them know you're ready to rock and roll. It has been my pleasure to share with you. Listen, time is not an issue because you know what? Spillover saves you time. Money is not an issue. It's $100, 2 seafood boil bags. I don't know people. We got that covered too. Freeforex.com. And lastly, family, for that person who says, you know what? I don't know what to do. It's okay because we got team trainings too. So we're going to be back here in just a few minutes at the top of the hour for a training, but this particular webinar is officially over. I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. I look forward to seeing you at the bank. More than anything else, I look forward to seeing you on our private jet when we're all epic. God bless each and every one of you, family. Have a great night.